Have you been given this side plank exercise to manage your lower back pain, but it feels like it's really not helping you, and in fact it may hurt? Are you having problems here or here? Well, I'm going to cover today in the video modifications you can make to this exercise to make it so it actually does work well for you and doesn't hurt you in the process. I'm Sebastian at Performance Place Sports Care, part of locally world famous chiropractors in Costa Mesa, California. We're going to get right into it today. And so the side plank, I'm going to go this side just because of my microphone. And so the side plank, nice setup right here, is first just going in, we call it in tandem. So the top foot is in front of the other foot, and the back foot is mainly doing most of the work. Okay, that's the hardest part for a lot of people to recall in this thing is they start pushing through different parts of the top of the foot, and all of a sudden the exercise becomes painful. Okay, the first thing you can do to make a modification is making sure to keep tension in the side plank itself, even in the bottom resting position. Right now I'm kind of doing like the lazy TV watching thing. All right, at no point in time is there really a resting period during this exercise. You're just going to make sure that, as if you had a fire right here, don't let the fire come up and bite the side of your body. You're going to make sure you stay away from that fire at all times. Next is you're going to push firmly into the floor with the back foot mainly to accomplish the upward movement. And then you stay. And then as you start to come down, you slowly sit your hips back. I'm still away from the fire. And then back up again. Notice the pace that I'm taking. 5 to 10 seconds on, sitting the hips back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and return again. Sometimes people end up making the second mistake is they hold the darn thing too long. This is not a race. You don't need to spend like 10 minutes in the side plank position. Whoever made up the 4-hour plank is I don't know what they were thinking. But this is not a competition. It's not a sport. It's just do what is hard for you, but not painful. Okay. The third thing we can do is just change the push point. I mentioned earlier pushing from here, but we can also push from here too. Almost like you're pushing the floor away from you, like as if you had a conveyor belt. You're just going to push yourself away from that direction and then come on down real slow. Okay, so changing the tension point sometimes works. And the last thing you can do is just admit this thing's too hard. For some people, this exercise is too hard. If you can't hold it for any more than probably about 2 to 3 seconds without like losing ability to breathe and talk, then you need to regress it a little bit. And there's no shame in the game. Bend the feet, hide the feet away from the camera, and now you're into the regressed version, which is called a side bridge. Same technique applies. You either push the knee into the floor or you push the elbow away, you push the carpet away from you, and you straighten up into a plank of wood. It's the same thing. Hold for same duration, and then you sit back, and so on. And so normally with a corrective exercise or one that's supposed to build a little bit of support around the back, the idea is we want to make sure to do it hard enough, but also not hard or long enough to where it creates your pain. All right? We're not trying to recruit the muscles. You shouldn't feel the back muscles working. You should probably feel the flank or the glutes working. So you won't necessarily feel the problem that you're trying to solve in the exercise. You should feel other things working. And that's the whole idea. We're building support in getting the other musculature to help out too. So if you guys want to work with us, we'd love to work with you too. Dawn and I have created a lot of videos on YouTube where you can hopefully see and showcase some of the talents that we have. We do have the webinar as well. The webinar covers types of low back pain, types of sciatica, that you can learn a little bit more information about diagnoses to figure out where you sit and figure out what to do with yourself later. Okay. We see people virtually or in person, and as you can see on the video, we can definitely coach you through things on video, but in person is always best if you can possibly come in. We're in Costa Mesa, California, and we have over 500 YouTube videos. Subscribe to the channel. We have a lot on low backs and hips and groins and hamstrings and hip flexors and so on. Even stuff up into this area. So check those out. See you guys next time.